Okay, chapter 10, as I said, Peter is going to be on a mission here. So it starts off with this little story about this guy named Cornelius. And Cornelius he's a guy who's very devout. He's a God-fearing man. It says all the Jews respect him, but he's not really a Jew. He's a Gentile kind of who does a lot of Jewish practices. And he lives in this town called Joppa. All right? Joppa is where Jonah was sent by God, and this is kind of where, I guess Jonah was not sent there, right? Jonah stopped there before going to Nineveh, right? And that has a little bit of a background story, which I'll explain a little bit later. But so Joppa, right, is where Cornelius is, and Cornelius has a vision saying, God says, "There's this guy Peter, you've got to meet him," and that's all Cornelius hears. So, at the same time, Peter has a vision, right, saying, basically, this is God saying, don't worry about what is clean and unclean. It says, go forth and eat things common and uncommon, essentially, is what the vision says. So, just as Peter hears this, some people come up and say, hey, we've been sent from this guy named Cornelius. Do you want to go meet him? And Peter's like, I've got a good feeling about this. All right, so he goes to Joppa, meets Cornelius, and Peter says to Cornelius, everyone who fears God is acceptable to God, which basically means it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter the color of your skin, it doesn't matter whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter where you're from or what kind of previous lifestyle you've had. Anybody who wants to believe in Christ can believe in Christ. And this is a really big deal for the early Christian church because it opens up the doors for the entire Gentile people to start believing in God and believing in Christ. So as a result of this, there's a little miniature Pentecost. The people who are there in Joppa, they have tongues of fire over their heads as well, and what they're saying, it seems as though everybody can understand them. Right? They're all speaking the same language, and that language is the language of Christ's mission and his salvation for the entire human race. So it's a wonderful way to end chapter 10. The result of this is going to be a little bit of friction between the early Christians. Peter is going to be like, hey guys, I accidentally baptized some Gentiles. And people are going to be questioning that. We'll see that in chapter 11. Okay? So have a fantastic weekend. Really encourage you guys to try as hard as you can. I know it's not easy to have a super spiritual and moving experience on Easter, but maybe just be thankful for family and friends. Ask God just once. Just ask God to open your eyes, to help you learn something about your faith this weekend during the beautiful Easter celebration that we have. If it weren't for Jesus' death and resurrection, I think a lot of us would not be here. We would not be at Rockhurst. There wouldn't be a lot of hospitals. There wouldn't be a lot of charities. So just be thankful for all that stuff and be proud to be a Christian this weekend. All right. See you guys on Tuesday.